Gautam Adani, one of the richest men in the world, or a business honcho accused of manipulating the market?
अदानी जी 609 नंबर से दूसरे नंबर तक कैसे पहुंचे? सिर्फ एक सवाल पूछा, नरेंद्र मोदी जी, आपका अदानी जी से रिश्ता क्या है?
He has given the space, the railways, the airport, which he has no experience also. So the country's interest has been compromised.
Government has been very clearly supporting few industrial groups, including Adani's industrial group.
Target Adani, streaming now.
China won't let us rest easy on our borders, but they will keep flooding our markets. What does Xi Jinping really want?
I think he wants the Indian market, no doubt about it.
It's really a matter of showing their dominance.
India's great Chinese conundrum.
Nobody can contain it. Not the United States, not China, not anybody else.
Frenemies. Streaming now.
Hello, you're watching News9 Live, and we are about to discuss something very interesting. And what is more evident than what's right up on that wall? If you can see, ladies and gentlemen, the face-off between Rahul Gandhi and Smriti Irani. So that's the lay of the land. That's what we are going to speak about. Of course, we'll also speak about what else unfolded, but you have to accept India is a vibrant democracy, and that became more than evident today in the Lok Sabha during the no confidence motion debate. There was a lot of drama and of course optics and bluster, putting any over the top drama series to shame. First there was speculation if Rahul Gandhi will speak at all, and he created more confusion when he told the press, and I quote, "I speak every day, have patience." Rather strange, everyone speaks every day. We'll discuss all that. The nation did have patience, and then unfolded a speech in which Manipur became the kernel. Rahul claimed the ruling dispensation does not consider Manipur as part of India. And as someone who's now integral part of India, the acronym for the new bloc, Rahul came out all guns blazing and fired where it hurts the most, the anti-national charge against the Modi-led government.
कुछ ही दिन पहले मैं मणिपुर गया, हमारे प्रधानमंत्री नहीं गए, आज तक नहीं गए, क्योंकि उनके लिए मणिपुर हिंदुस्तान नहीं है। मैंने मणिपुर शब्द प्रयोग किया, मगर आज की सच्चाई यह है कि मणिपुर नहीं बचा है। मणिपुर को आपने दो भाग में कर दिया है, मणिपुर को आपने बांट दिया है, तोड़ दिया है। मैं मणिपुर में रिलीफ कैंप्स में गया, रिलीफ कैंप में आज जा रहा हूं, मणिपुर में रिलीफ कैंप में मैंने महिलाओं से बात की।
ठीक है सर, you don't let them solve this. Sir, don't sit down. पूरा टाइम देखो। Why you want this podium?
कल देखेंगे।
प्रधानमंत्री बात नहीं करेंगे सर, प्रधानमंत्री की बात नहीं करेंगे सर, ऐसे
मैं मणिपुर गया और मणिपुर के कैंप्स में मैंने महिलाओं से बात की, बच्चों से बात की, जो हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी ने आज तक नहीं किया। एक महिला मुझे कहती है, मैंने उनसे पूछा, बहन क्या हुआ आपके साथ?
एक मंत्री बोल रहे हैं, एक मंत्री खड़े होके बोल रहे हैं, एक मंत्री खड़े होके ऐसे कर रहे हैं। एक एक मंत्री खड़े होंगे तो पूरे सांसद खड़े होंगे यहाँ पे, पूरे सांसद खड़े होंगे यहाँ पे, बैठे नहीं है चुप करिए, पूरे सब खड़े होंगे, पूरे सब खड़े होंगे सर। कल कांग्रेस पार्टी ने पूरा देश खड़ा होगा आपके खिलाफ, तो पूरा देश कल आपके खिलाफ खड़ा होगा।
मैं बहुत सारी महिलाओं से बात किया, मगर मैं आपको दो उदाहरण देना चाहता हूं। एक महिला मुझे कहती है, मैंने कहा क्या हुआ तुम्हारे साथ? कहती है मेरा छोटा सा बेटा,
महिला का सम्मान करें प्लीज, ये सम्मान,
एक ही बच्चा था मेरा,
कोई शर्म कर लो गल,
एक ही बच्चा था मेरा, मेरे सामने, मेरे आंखों के सामने उसको गोली मारी है। मैं पूरी रात, आप सोचिए, आप अपने बेटे के बारे में, बेटों के बारे में सोचिए, मैं पूरी रात उसकी लाश के साथ लेटी रही। झूठ नहीं, झूठ आप बोलते हो, झूठ मैं नहीं बोलता हूं। मैं पूरी रात उसकी लाश के साथ लेटी रही और फिर मुझे डर लगा, मैंने अपना घर छोड़ दिया, जो भी मेरे पास था वो मैंने छोड़ दिया। मैंने उनसे पूछा कुछ तो लाई होगी? कहती है नहीं, सिर्फ मेरे जो कपड़े हैं ये मेरे पास हैं। और फिर इधर उधर ढूंढती है और एक फोटो निकालती है और मुझे कहती है यही मेरे पास अब बची है। एक और उदाहरण, दूसरे कैंप में मैं, एक महिला मेरे सामने आती है, मैं उससे पूछता हूं तुम्हारे साथ क्या हुआ, क्या हुआ तुम्हारे साथ? और जैसे ही मैंने यह सवाल पूछा,
आप महिला का दर्द नहीं सुन सकते, महिला का दर्द नहीं सुन सकते, महिला का दर्द सुनने का आपका धैर्य नहीं है, महिला का दर्द नहीं सुन सकते, महिला का दर्द नहीं सुन सकते।
जैसे ही मैंने उससे ये सवाल पूछा,
बैठो,
सर प्लीज सर,
शर्म करिए, शर्म करिए।
जैसे ही मैंने उससे सवाल पूछा तुम्हारे साथ क्या हुआ,
शर्म नहीं है तेरे को?
वैसे ही 1 सेकंड में वो कांपने लगी। उसने अपने दिमाग में वो दृश्य देखा और वो बेहोश हो गई, मेरे सामने कांपती हुई बेहोश हो गई। तो ये मैंने आपको सिर्फ 2 उदाहरण दिए हैं। स्पीकर सर, इन्होंने मणिपुर में हिंदुस्तान की हत्या की है, सिर्फ मणिपुर की नहीं, हिंदुस्तान की हत्या की है। इनकी राजनीति ने मणिपुर को नहीं, हिंदुस्तान को मणिपुर में मारा है, हिंदुस्तान को कत्ल किया है, हिंदुस्तान का मर्डर किया है मणिपुर में।
You know, his supporters are saying that he was at his aggressive best. His detractors ask, was he? We shall know in a bit. I want to introduce the guests, that is my colleagues right now, if the camera can show them. One, that is Brijesh Pandey here, is going to defend Smriti Irani, and Kartikeya Sharma is going to defend Rahul Gandhi. So you know what, you're going to have a very, very clean debate. They're not going to take sides because they belong to a political party, both very seasoned journalists, like I said. But you know, Rahul Gandhi's frontal attack on Modi, and I guess reference to Ramayana, some people are saying may just be the salvo that he needs. Just listen to that bite and we'll come back to you.
रावण 2 लोगों की सुनता था, रावण 2 लोगों की सुनता था, मेघनाथ और कुंभकर्ण। वैसे ही नरेंद्र मोदी दो लोगों की सुनते हैं, अमित शाह और अडानी। भाई और बहनों, लंका को हनुमान ने नहीं जलाया था, लंका को रावण के अहंकार ने जलाया था।
प्लीज माननीय सदस्य, आप संयमित बोले। आप ये सदन है, आप तरीके से बोलिए माननीय सदस्य।
राम ने रावण को नहीं मारा था, रावण के अहंकार ने रावण को मारा था। आप पूरे देश में केरोसिन फेंक रहे हो, पूरे देश में आप केरोसिन फेंक रहे हो। आपने मणिपुर में केरोसिन फेंकी और फिर चिंगारी लगा दी। अब आप हरियाणा में कर रहे हो, पूरे देश को आप जलाने में लगे हो। आप पूरे देश में भारत माता की हत्या कर रहे हो।
And of course, then came Minister of Women and Child Development Smriti Irani, who took on Rahul point by point on Manipur, Rajasthan and Kashmir. We listen to her and then we start the debate with Kartikeya Sharma and Brijesh Pandey.
मणिपुर हमारे देश का अभिन्न अंग है, खंडित न था, न है, न कभी होगा। इनके यूपीए के अलायंस के एक नेता ने तमिलनाडु में एक वक्तव्य दिया है। पुनः कहती हूं कि भारत का मतलब मात्र उत्तर भारत। मैं आज गांधी खानदान से, कांग्रेस पार्टी से पूछना चाहती हूं, क्या भारत केवल उत्तर भारत है? अगर दम है तो अपने पार्टनर को मुंह तोड़ जवाब दे, अगर हिंदुस्तान में आस्था रखते हैं। पहली बार राष्ट्र के इतिहास में भारत मां की हत्या की बात की और कांग्रेस पार्टी यहां पर तालियां बजाती रही। जो भारत की हत्या की बात पर कांग्रेस पार्टी ने ताली पीटी आज इस सदन में, इस बात का संकेत पूरे देश को दिया कि मन में गद्दारी किसकी है। मैं आज हिंदुस्तानी होने के नाते कहती हूं, मणिपुर खंडित नहीं है, विभाजित नहीं है, मेरे देश का अंग है। मैं इनसे पूछती हूं, इन्हीं के अलायंस के एक सदस्य बैठे हैं जिन्होंने तमिलनाडु में कहा कि भारत का मतलब मात्र उत्तर भारत। अगर हिम्मत हो राहुल गांधी में तो आकर भारत के ऊपर इस प्रकार का कटाक्ष करने वाले डीएमके के अपने साथी का खंडन करके बताएं। कांग्रेस पार्टी के एक नेता ने कश्मीर में रेफरेंडम की बात की। अगर हिम्मत है गांधी खानदान में तो इस सदन में और इस देश को बताए कि कश्मीर को देश से हटाने की साजिश में कांग्रेस के उस नेता का वक्तव्य क्यों है। यू आर नॉट इंडिया बिकॉज यू डिफाइन करप्शन इन इंडिया। यू आर नॉट इंडिया बिकॉज यू डिफाइन इनकम्पिटेंस। यू आर नॉट इंडिया। अध्यक्ष महोदय, पुनः कहती हूं, हमारे राष्ट्र के संसदीय इतिहास में आज तक भारत मां की हत्या की बात करने वाले कभी भी बैठकर मेज नहीं थपथपाते। कांग्रेसियों ने बैठकर मां की हत्या के लिए मेज थपथपाई है।
All right, let's start the debate, but first let's look at this. This is the lay of the land. Rahul versus Smriti, the face-off, and Brijesh and Kartikeya with me. So the first main thing is about Bharat Mata ki hatya. You know, I was talking to people in the newsroom and elsewhere. They said rather harsh words, you know. Why use the word hatya? You can say kalankit, which is, you know, basically that Bharat Mata has been shamed, something to that effect. But hatya, murder, is a very, very serious word. Let me also remind you, those viewers who've just joined us, Kartikeya Sharma will today defend Rahul Gandhi and Brijesh because they were having this chat up in the newsroom about who spoke better. Brijesh will defend Smriti Irani. So let's begin with this kind of this statement. You first, because he said it. That is Rahul Gandhi.
I think Rahul Gandhi, when he said Bharat Mata ki hatya kar di gayi hai, what he meant was that you have really killed the idea of India in Manipur. Rahul Gandhi was saying that there's a Kuki-Maiti divide, and Kuki-Maiti divide has wounded the Manipuri civilization. We can't get two Kukis and Maitis to sit together and have a polite conversation. I've been doing shows on Manipur for last 100 days. I can't get one Kuki and one Maiti to agree. Yeah. So what's wrong, Rahul Gandhi? He said that is one. Secondly, is Prime Minister Smriti Irani kind to Rahul Gandhi? Why should Rahul Gandhi be kind to Bharatiya Janata Party? Smriti Irani be saying inka khandan. So khandan ka kya matlab? You are trivializing the entire family.
Kartikeya, we are talking about Bharat Mata, which is an idea which is revered, which is sacred to all of us. To say hatya kar di, what do you think? Don't you think strong words?
You know, I'm going to analyze what Smriti Irani has
said.
You're
not a
I'm
supporter.
not going to defend anybody.
Okay.
Because I defend only myself and what I say. A. B. I think, you know, the fact is that, yes, Rahul Gandhi used the word, but I think the Bharat Mata ki hatya was kind of lost in translation from English to Hindi. What he meant was, if he was speaking in English, he would have said that you have killed the idea of India in Manipur. But when he spoke in Hindi, he said, "Aapne Bharat Mata ki Manipur mein Bharat Mata ki hatya kar di." So I think there was some problem in translation and all. But yes, today he was very aggressive, and as expected, you know, the BJP took the safer line, which is not to confront him on Manipur, but somehow try to deviate the discussion to the issue of safety of women. And that is exactly how they started. You know, when she said that आप इसके बाद यहाँ से जहाँ जा रहे हैं, मैं वहाँ की बात आपको बताती हूँ.
Yes.
Because ever since those videos, the videos of two women who have been paraded naked and all, the BJP has instead of taking on the entire issue of Manipur or issue of Manipur in its entirety, they have only stuck to the issue of safety of women in the rest of the country.
Yeah, but that's a bit of a whataboutery also.
This is
clever.
But
why not?
Is
Ruling dispensation, absolutely.
But see, once you are cornered, once you are cornered, you think the best way to wriggle out of that
Absolutely.
scenario. That is exactly what they do.
But you know what, Kartikeya, what Brijesh said, there is a lost in translation happens with Rahul Gandhi most often.
No, I don't,
even when he said, "मैं एक औरत से मिला," उसने अपना वो दृश्य दिमाग में, you know.
I see who spoke better. I think Rahul Gandhi did a better job than Smriti Irani. Rahul Gandhi was point blank on Manipur. Smriti Irani did not chase the topic of Manipur. Rahul Gandhi tried to corner the entire government. I don't know what is happening in context of that flying kiss, because last time that after that famous hug of Prime Minister when he winked, I think it created a bit of a problem. Now there's a video which is doing round the rounds of various WhatsApp handles, but I don't see Rahul Gandhi throwing a flying kiss there. So I do not believe that sort of a thing which is being alleged. But Smriti Irani has now posted, given a bite saying 22 women parliamentarians and signed the letter. But what Rahul Gandhi did was to corner the government on Manipur. What Rahul Gandhi did was to ask the question, why isn't Prime Minister speaking on Manipur?
Which is absolutely fair. Would you agree? Yeah. But it is, I mean, me being, you know, the anchor of the show, what it really also meant, you people have been doing for 100-day shows on Manipur, is that Manipur has totally been ignored, and that became the kernel of the entire debate. So both sides, you know, particularly the ruling dispensation, particularly guilty, Brijesh Pandey.
Well, it is guilty. See, nobody can defend what is happening in Manipur. But you know, if you look at from the perspective of a ruling party, you know, the way they would want to go about it is that you would always use history to your advantage. Now, the history is something in which the Congress has also not performed in flying colours, or they have passed out of it in flying colours. Right now, what is happening is also not covering the ruling dispensation in glory.
Right.
It leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah.
But what they're doing is, like, the fact is that, you know, there were 3-4 outreaches of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi right from day one when he assumed office.
Yeah.
One of the critical thing was his Act East policy,
where
he asked all his ministers to visit Manipur, visit northeastern states once in every 15 days.
Right.
I think that has been dented a lot, and this is the reason why they are all now, when you speak about it, immediately the answer is that I agree what is happening right now under N. Biren Singh, but can you also enlighten us what happened under Ikram Aibobi Singh?
Absolutely, but now I'm coming back to what Smriti did. Do you think the polyglot that she is, the most articulate women, one of the politicians, do you think she did as well as was expected? Because she looked very defensive, which is her job. I'm not taking that away. But do you think she was as we expect Smriti Irani to be?
Well, I wouldn't call her defensive, but yes, what I would say is that she was, see, I mean, when you can't attack on a particular issue, and when you have to, like, you know, drag the conversation to a slightly different parameter, you are not that fluent. But I won't call her defensive. You know, she's one of the most articulate female leader I have seen. She's a polyglot. She speaks effortlessly, and she's pretty articulate. So I would not say that she was defensive, but yes, one thing was for sure, that the kind of fireworks which we were expecting, because, you know, the second it became, because yesterday Rahul Gandhi's speech will be replied by Nishikant Dubey, so it led to a lot of, you know, why won't Smriti Irani be there? So, you know, since yesterday the build-up was after Rahul-Smriti was there, and today when it happened, so there were, I would say that there were a lot of expectations of her coming off.
See, I
get the
point that Smriti Irani defeated Rahul Gandhi, but see, that's history.
No, I'm not saying that
2019 Smriti Irani defeated Rahul Gandhi, but that's history. But you know what Rahul Gandhi did today? You know, Rahul Gandhi might have speech problem, conversion problem from Hindi to English, from English to any other language, but Rahul Gandhi bluntly said what he had to say. He bluntly said, boss, you know, there is a problem in this government. Rahul Gandhi bluntly said that, you know, there is an issue with this government. It's only listening to a corporate house, and it only listens to Amit Shah. What wrong did he say? Obviously, it's a government run from the top. That's not a lie. It's not like UP, a decentralized government. And what did Rahul Gandhi was talking about?
There's also a difference, Kartikeya, because UPA was a fractured mandate. UPA was, Congress was dependent on. If say DMK takes away its numbers of members or MPs, the government would have fallen. Right now, if the entire NDA allies leave, the government is sitting very comfortably in majority. And we have seen in history how, you know, how a government which is running a government on crutches perform or say, and when you have a government which has an absolute majority on its own, will say.
Right.
The famous example of Indira Gandhi and Rajiv Gandhi. When they had an absolute majority, they behaved the way they want.
In this entire debate, you know, I think what Kartikeya, and of course you also know about the misogynistic thing, ladies and gentlemen, the alleged apparent flying kiss blown by Rahul Gandhi at women, we will listen into what was said.
उन्होंने जाते जाते एक अभद्र यहाँ पर लक्षण के दर्शन दिए. It is only a misogynistic man who can give a flying kiss to a parliament which seats female members of parliament. ऐसी गरिमा विहीन आचरण को इस देश के सदन में कभी नहीं देखा गया. ये उस खानदान के लक्षण हैं, ये आज सदन में देश को पता चले. लेकिन कहां गए हैं, वहां पर क्या हालात हैं? अध्यक्ष महोदय, गोद भराई के नाम पर राजस्थान में भास्कर ने लिखा है कि राजस्थान की कांग्रेस की सरकार जेब भराई कर रही है. 13 से 20 महीने का घरबाशय दिखाया जा रहा है राजस्थान में, और भारत की तिजोरी से पैसा लूटा जा रहा है. इनका सरोकार महिला उत्थान से नहीं, ये महिला के बारे में क्या सोचते हैं, इनकी क्या हरकतें हैं, इनके नेता ने जाते जाते यहां पर उसको प्रसारित कर दिया है.
So, you know, Kartikeya, you saw.
Are you talking about that visual?
Yeah, let's play that out again, you know, please. Yeah, for those that
tell me,
look at that. No, let me also see it. No, I mean, I also
like a flying kiss?
Yeah, it looks like a flying kiss.
I think he's just taking hands to his lips. I don't think it looks like a flying kiss.
I mean, when you take your hands to your lips.
But why is he giving flying kiss to the speaker?
We do not know.
Just look at it, Kaushik.
Just let's look at it.
Now you tell me what exactly is this.
This, right? Okay. I'm sorry I'm doing this.
So I'm taking a position. Okay.
No, wait, let me also finish. Okay. First there was a hug, everyone saw it. Fine, elderly Prime Minister. Then that whole nudge, wink, wink. Nudge, wink, wink, Scindia के साथ. ये क्या दोस्ती थी? आप कहेंगे दोनों दोस्त थे, साथ बड़े हुए वगैरह. और अब ये जो है. The thing is that there is something called decorum. There is something called parliament.
Okay. Are you saying that this is flying kiss?
Allegedly.
I mean to say.
So what if it is?
Can you let me complete? If you are saying that this is Rahul Gandhi's flying kiss, You know, if you're saying this is Rahul Gandhi's flying kiss, obviously it's not going to a woman member of parliament. He's looking at the chair. I don't think he's giving a flying kiss to the chair. Pardon me for saying that, because you know it's part of the parliamentary proceeding. But if you have to analyze this photograph as a journalist, he has to be looking somewhere else to give the flying kiss. Na, he's looking at the chair.
But
तो flying kiss जा किधर रही है? कहने का मतलब है पीछे
you take a position, Karthikeya, but what exactly is he doing?
भाई वो क्या पीछे बैठे अधिकारी को फ्लाइंग किस जा रही है?
I agree, but what exactly is he doing?
भाई मुझको तो नहीं लगता फ्लाइंग किस है,
You don't
आपको
see,
लगता है?
so what exactly is he doing? We are asking ना.
भाई हो
I'm
सकता
asking
है
you.
भाई
I'm asking you what exactly.
हो सकता है हो ठीक कर रहे हो.
हो ठीक करके आप ऐसे करते हो?
अरे भैया कर दिया. कर दिया.
Karthikeya, I mean, you know, if you look at the visual, it's only one thing. There is no way हो ठीक करके कर देने का मतलब क्या होता है?
नहीं कैमरा तो मेरी तरफ करिए. ऐसे नहीं हो सकता. ऐसे नहीं हो सकता क्या सुधा?
कैसे?
मैं देख रही हूँ वहाँ खड़ी है वो महिला जो येलो.
आप मेरी तरफ देखिए ना. ऐसे नहीं हो सकता. बताइए.
वल्लाह पर पार्लियामेंट है.
पार्लियामेंट में वल्लाह
किसी ने नहीं पढ़ा. आई एम सेइंग
तो वल्लाह पार्लियामेंट में कहना प्रतिबंधित है.
मैंने ये नहीं कहा, बट आई एम सेइंग दैट वाज देयर अ कॉन्टेक्स्ट. व्हाट इज, वी डू नॉट नो द कॉन्टेक्स्ट. वी आर जस्ट सीइंग हिज हैंड जेस्चर एंड देयर इज अ सेंस द वे यू एक्ट in
I think what is happening is you can't get better of this guy right now in parliament, because it's not often that he makes best of speeches. It is not often that he makes 36 runs in 6 ball. तो इस बार हुआ है तो what do? You tarnish him. That's the easiest thing you do to Rahul Gandhi. Na? You call him Pappu, you call him that he misbehaves with women, you call him that he's inconsistent, you say that he can't get up in morning, you say तो भारत यात्री walk करता रहता है, घुटने में चोट लग गई है. That's all you can do. But you have to give him the number he has got today.
Fine. So that's what you said, Brijesh.
I mean, you know, I can understand what Karthikeya is trying to say, but unfortunately, what Rahul Gandhi, what the video shows, I'm not getting into whether the video is genuine, what he's doing, who is he blowing kiss to. But if you look at the video, there's nothing else which he's doing. I mean, how else do you blow a kiss off? This
perception
is exactly
reality.
No, there's no perception here.
No.
Sudha, look at the visual. Look at the visual. I mean, if you like, you looked at the visual, what was your first thought? Tell me. Where's the perception?
Yeah.
He was blowing a kiss off. If you don't find that happening, I mean, I don't know how you're looking at the video.
And then politicians need to be careful.
No,
they need to be
it's not a question of being careful and all. This is a kind of behavior. It is like, you know, if you go to a swimming pool and you are wearing a bikini, but when you are going to mandir, do you do the same? No, you don't. So a certain institutions has certain decorum.
Yeah, I totally agree.
When Rahul Gandhi has been criticized out of context, or when he's been personally hit, there are many who have not stood with the government, or who are not very comfortable with what has been said.
Absolutely, and but this is, Brijesh, I'm sorry I interjected you, but then
please.
Only in that same debate, this Rahul Gandhi, who's been now allegedly apparently seen blowing a kiss, spoke about women and particularly his visit to the camp in Manipur. Just listen into that bite. The bite in a bit, because I think that we still trying to put things in perspective. So I'll play you that bite, but let me paraphrase that for you. He said, I went to the camp, I met the woman there. When I asked her what happened to you, she just looked, it's almost that she was recollecting the horror that she had to face, and she fainted. So here is a man who spoke about the troubles that women, the shame that women of Manipur had to go, and then today he's been accused of being a misogynistic politician. I want to bring to your notice yet another topic, and that is of being Quit India and Bharat Jodo. I think that whole Quit India thing, Brijesh, if I may come to you, do we have that? If we have that, Akash, let's play it out. But I'm going to, Brijesh, this whole today is the Quit India anniversary. It's a very important milestone in the history of India. To say quit India, aap Angrez hain, ye hai, wo hai, don't you think that's really over the top and out of context?
It is, and nobody can deny that. See, the point is that I have no qualms in accepting that ever since the opposition have come up with an acronym, India, the government has been kind of fumbling for an answer or an appropriate response to this acronym, or how to take this acronym without, using the acronym in a way which hurts their nationalistic sensibility. And that is the reason why, in a pun of phrase, they are using this Quit India as an India, not as an India, but INDIA and all. So they're trying to use it that way, but I don't think that important historical milestones should be trivialized to this context and used for personal to get better at your political opponent. I think the occasion is much more greater than the parties and the situation like this.
All right. Kartikeya, I want to ask you, considering that you have covered, the parliament for the longest time, much like Brijesh Pandey, there was a question.
Are you trying to retire me?
I mean, legends don't retire.
Okay, if I may say. Don't ask her to give an honest answer.
Yes. So the thing is that, look at me. so I'm asking you that what happened? There are a lot of questions which was asked that where was the Prime Minister yesterday and today when Rahul, kind of delivered his speech and then vanished. Would you like to talk a little about that? Because lots of question marks on that.
I think it's not about that, okay, tell me, how was Manmohan Singh conducting the House? How was Rajiv Gandhi conducting the House? I mean to say, leader of opposition, prime ministers behave differently. You have some people who sit in the opposition all the time. You have some leaders who don't spend that much of time. Why are you evaluating Rahul Gandhi? Rahul Gandhi is not the leader of Lok Sabha of the Congress party. Rahul Gandhi is not the president of the Congress party. Rahul Gandhi is leader of the Congress party. तो राहुल गांधी जितनी मर्जी से बैठते हैं वो बैठे हो जाए, उनकी अटेंडेंस से लेने का मतलब क्या है? अटेंडेंस से मतलब क्या? अगर वो लीडर होते तो मैं मानता भाई वो लीडर हैं, बैठे दफ्तर में, जब है ही नहीं उनका दफ्तर कुछ, ना सीपीपी के हैं, वो तो उनकी माँ के पास है, ना वो मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे हैं, ना वो अधीर रंजन चौधरी हैं. ही इज जस्ट एन एमपी.
He's just an MP, you're right. But then you know what, Kartikeya, we've got that bite. We were talking about how today is being called misogynistic because of his alleged flying kiss. If we can show that visual once again, because we're getting a lot of inquiries on our phones about what is that visual, let's figure it out. But the context is, look at that visual and I'll come back to you, because just a moment ago, Rahul spoke about the women in Manipur and who were languishing in relief camps. Listen in.
मैं मणिपुर में रिलीफ कैंप्स में गया. रिलीफ कैंप में आज जा रहा हूं. मणिपुर में रिलीफ कैंप में मैंने महिलाओं से बात की.
ठीक है सर. You tolerate this all this. Sir, don't sit down. पूरा टाइम देखें. Why you all this hooligan? कल देखेंगे. बात नहीं करेंगे सर. प्रधानमंत्री की बात नहीं करेंगे सर. ऐसे समय जवाब
मणिपुर गया और मणिपुर के कैंप्स में मैंने महिलाओं से बात की, बच्चों से बात की, जो हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी ने आज तक नहीं किया. एक महिला मुझे कहती है, मैंने उनसे पूछा, बहन क्या हुआ आपके साथ?
एक मंत्री बोल रहे हैं, एक मंत्री खड़े होके बोल रहे हैं, एक मंत्री खड़े होके ऐसे कर रहे हैं. एक मंत्री खड़े होंगे तो पूरे सांसद खड़े होंगे यहाँ पे. पूरे सांसद खड़े होंगे यहाँ पे. बैठे नहीं है, चुप करिए. पूरे सब खड़े होंगे. पूरे सब खड़े होंगे. कल कांग्रेस पार्टी ने पूरा देश खड़ा होगा आपके खिलाफ. तो पूरा देश कल आपके खिलाफ खड़ा होगा. मैं बहुत सारी महिलाओं से बात किया, मगर मैं आपको दो उदाहरण देना चाहता हूं. एक महिला मुझे कहती है, मैंने कहा क्या हुआ तुम्हारे साथ? कहती है, मेरा छोटा सा बेटा, महिला का सम्मान करें प्लीज. ये सम्मान.
एक ही बच्चा था मेरा. कोई शर्म कर लो गल मारी. एक ही बच्चा था मेरा. मेरे सामने, मेरे आंखों के सामने उसको गोली मारी है. मैं पूरी रात, आप सोचिए, आप अपने बेटों के बारे में सोचिए. मैं पूरी रात उसकी लाश के साथ लेटी रही. झूठ नहीं. झूठ आप बोलते हो, झूठ मैं नहीं बोलता हूं. मैं पूरी रात उसकी लाश के साथ लेटी रही. और फिर मुझे डर लगा, मैंने अपना घर छोड़ दिया, जो भी मेरे पास था वो मैंने छोड़ दिया। मैंने उनसे पूछा कुछ तो लाई होगी, कहती है नहीं, सिर्फ मेरे जो कपड़े हैं ये मेरे पास हैं। और फिर इधर उधर ढूंढती है और एक फोटो निकालती है और मुझे कहती है यही मेरे पास अब बची है।
90 के दशक में एक महिला यूनिवर्सिटी में अपना पेचेक लेने जाती है, सारी बातें करूंगी, अपना पेचेक लेने जाती है, बस से घर लौटने का प्रयास करती है, उसको 5 मर्द बस से खींचकर टैक्सी में ले जाते हैं, बलात्कार करते हैं और फिर आरी से उसका बदन काट देते हैं। जब गिरिजा टिक्कू के जीवन पर एक फिल्म में एक प्रति आया, मैं आज कहना चाहती हूं कि कांग्रेस के कुछ प्रवक्ताओं ने उसको प्रोपेगेंडा कहा। सरला भट्ट, आप नहीं चाहते कश्मीरी पंडितों की दास्तान कहीं सुनाई जाए, आप नहीं चाहते वो आइडेंटिफाई हो एज विक्टिम्स। सरला भट्ट मेडिकल स्टाफ थी। 90 के दशक में उसको उसके इंस्टीट्यूट से अगवा करके गैंग रेप किया गया और सड़क के किनारे रखा गया। आज मैं पूछना चाहती हूं कि एक तरफ इनकी अलायंस के लोग हिंदुस्तान को विभाजित करने की बात करते हैं, ये आज अपने आप को इंसाफ के पुजारी बताते हैं, लेकिन मुझे बताइए गिरिजा टिक्कू, सरला भट्ट को कब इंसाफ मिलेगा? हर गली हर मोहल्ले में एक स्लोगन गूंजता था पंडितों के बीच, रलियू सलियू गलियू। पुनः कहती हूं, रलियू सलियू गलियू। आप चिल्लाना बंद करें, समझे पहले, रलियू सलियू गलियू। या तो अपना धर्म बदलो या कश्मीर छोड़ो या यहीं मरो। उनकी आवाज भारत की आवाज नहीं है, उनकी आवाज को आपने कभी नहीं सुना। इस सदन में बार बार इमरजेंसी की गाथा को याद करते हैं। इस सदन में हम लोग बार बार उन नेताओं को, उन सामाजिक संस्थाओं को, उन मीडिया के बंधुओं को, उनकी प्रिंटिंग प्रेस कैसे जबरन बंद कर गई उसको, इस पर विस्तृत चर्चा होती है। लेकिन इमरजेंसी के कालखंड में साधारण महिला का इन्होंने, कांग्रेस पार्टी ने क्या हश्र किया। स्नेहलता रेड्डी की आज बात करना जरूरी है। बेंगलुरु की जेल में बंद किया गया और इसलिए बंद किया गया क्योंकि वो सोशलिस्ट थी, भाजपाई नहीं थी, सोशलिस्ट थी। और जब बंद किया 2 मई 1976 को, तब उन्होंने अपनी प्रिजनर्स डायरी में लिखा, और मैं कोट कर रही हूं जो पब्लिकली अवेलेबल है, As a woman comes in, she is stripped naked in front of everyone else. When a human being is sentenced, is the punishment not enough? Must the human body be degraded and humiliated? ये स्नेहलता रेड्डी के शब्द हैं जो उन्होंने इमरजेंसी के कालखंड में जेल में लिखे, अपनी अचीवमेंट्स को बताते हुए। जून 6, 1974 में स्नेहलता रेड्डी लिखती है that at least I have achieved something here. I have stopped the horrible beatings the women prisoners used to get. ये कांग्रेस का इतिहास है।
For those who've just joined us, that's what we are discussing. Rahul-Smriti face-off today in the Lok Sabha, both making very, very strong points. And in the studio, my colleagues are discussing, and of course, they do not support individually, but today they think who spoke better. Brijesh Pandey speaking and analyzing rather about Smriti Irani, and Kartikeya Sharma about Rahul Gandhi. So look at it this way, both of you. We've seen different aspects, different bites, sound bites. Bharat Mata, Manipur, women, quit India, Bharat Jodo, etc.
Even Ravan was there.
Ravan, of course, which is there. And that's what, Ravan was a very, very important aspect as well, which I think was clever that, you know, he touched upon Ravan. But this has been criticized outside Kartikeya. They said that, I was speaking to a very, very senior colleague outside, my colleague in the Hindi division, and he said, Hanuman, the references to Hanuman, the references to Ravan, he says Rahul Gandhi sounds most unconvincing when he's talking about these things. It was totally out of context, like we say, syllabus se baat hai.
Are we evaluating Rahul Gandhi, or are we comparing with Devdutt Patnaik? Has Rahul Gandhi claimed that he is PhD in history from Cambridge?
Mythology.
Mythology. Is he a mythologist? Or is Rahul Gandhi the Chetan Bhagat of Parliament? No, he's just an MP. He's MP from Wayanad. He made a speech. He spoke about Manipur.
He's not just an MP. Yeah, please.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for allowing me. He's an MP, and he's just an MP because he's not the Congress president. He cornered the government. He spoke about the Manipur. He said whatever he wanted to on the floor of the house. He said that you have he used the word BJP has been using word the so-called Gaddar, big guy China से, anti-national on the Gandhis. He said the same thing. ऐसा क्या है जो भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने पूरे कांग्रेस पार्टी पे नहीं बोला, जो आज राहुल गांधी ने नहीं बोला है? वो भी वही सब बोलते रहे. आज राहुल गांधी ने वो सब बोल दिया तो बुरा क्यों लग रहा है? भाई शीशे के घर में रहोगे और फिर पत्थर फेंकोगे तो कैसे होगा?
So, I mean, I'm asking you this, Brijesh, a larger question is that we are hurtling towards the elections, and somewhere there is a feeling that today's debate, that Rahul versus Smriti face-off, could also be the starting point of where we are going, because Smriti seems to be very much, the way she was counting about all the achievements. So do you think that they are also partially not just against each other, but also, in the election mode, as it were?
I mean, if you are asking me whether this will have any impact on the election which is to come, the answer is no.
Okay.
Because the election is going to be fought on completely different scale, where you have on one side a completely regimented army led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi and its fair share of allies who have now gone into that complete sync mode as to who is the king and how exactly do you intend to fight election. The opposition with the India acronym, they are yet to decide on various things. So I think, if this speech is not in any way an indicator of how things are going to happen vis-a-vis the 2024 election. So that is not an indication at all. I agree with Kartikeya that whenever I don't find any sympathy for people who try to say that the reference to mythology is right or wrong and all. I mean, there are MPs who are good, brilliant, eloquent speakers. You are mesmerized when they speak and all, because they have this the entire modulation, facts at fingertips.
Absolutely.
And they pump it, and then there are people who don't. So the reason why Rahul Gandhi is celebrated right now is because he has his own shares of faux pas. And I know for a fact that whenever he had to, there were several occasions in the last 8 years when he replied and then Prime Minister at the final reply, there were Congress leaders who were praying that he doesn't make a faux pas. Because entire 40 minute or 30 minutes or 20 minute speech would be marred by one faux pas which the Prime Minister or the BJP leaders will run away with the narrative. And the point is that that the reason why Smriti Irani is used is that ever since Smriti Irani has been fighting elections or fought election in Amethi, she has run away with the narrative.
Right.
She has forced Rahul Gandhi to go to Wayanad.
Absolutely. Which will
Rahul Gandhi चुनाव हार गए, it's a historical fact. Smriti Irani जीत गई, it's a historical fact. लेकिन it is a historical past. It is not an historical present.
अगर Rahul historical is if you are talking about Indira Gandhi. Okay. Historical is not if we are talking 2 years back.
पिछले 2 साल की बात, 4 साल की बात करें. अगर राहुल गांधी इतने अपरिहार हैं और इतने unimportant हैं, if he is so unimportant to the scheme of things, then how come the energy of Home Minister, energy of Prime Minister is focused on Rahul Gandhi?
He is not an MP as you say, na. Because he's not an MP as
he's a very influential.
No. What do you mean by very influential? He's the one who's calling the shots.
He's calling the shots. It's very
इतने अनइम्पोर्टेंट है राहुल गांधी, तो सारा का सारा फायर पावर उन्हीं पे क्यों केंद्रित होती है? वो किसी और पे चली जाए.
But
आप कह रहे हैं
मैं
आप
थोड़ा
कह
सा
रहे हैं ये बिल्कुल वैसे ही है. अब वैसे हिंदुस्तान बोले नहीं जी भूटान तो हमारे लिए इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं, भूटान हमारे लिए इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं, भूटान हमारे लिए इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं, और दिन भर आपके 10 मंत्री बोलते रहे भूटान 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 भूटान. If Rahul Gandhi is not important, then why do you say Rahul Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi?
Kartikeya, I just want to ask you about Smriti Irani in Lok Sabha today. You haven't spoken anything about her, and I want you to also comment on what do you think about the salvos that she fired.
I think Rahul Gandhi got better of Smriti Irani ji. Smriti Irani ji is a very powerful speaker, there is no doubt about it. Smriti Irani ji has created history by defeating Rahul Gandhi, there is no doubt about it. Smriti Irani has come from the apolitical family. She is not a royalty, she is made it up to her. I respect for that. I have full respect for Smriti Irani for what she is today, जो अपनी मेहनत से करके आई है. लेकिन अगर आज मुझे बोले आज के इम्तिहान में कौन अव्वल रहा, तो मैं बोलूंगा राहुल गांधी अव्वल रहे. वो नहीं थी जिंदगी के इम्तिहान में, वो राहुल गांधी से जरूर आगे निकल गई हो, क्योंकि उन्होंने वो फर्स्ट से अर्श कहने का मतलब है कहाँ से मेहनत करती हूँ कहाँ पहुंची बिना किसी माई बाप के. लेकिन आज का इम्तिहान नंबर उनके कम है. आज के इम्तिहान में राहुल गांधी उनसे अव्वल बैठे. और मुझे तो आपने डिस्कशन पे आज के लिए बुलाया था, आपने तो मुझसे नहीं कहा था बिफोर आई केम टू द स्टूडियो कार्तिकेय यू विल हैव टू अकाउंट फॉर राहुल गांधी व्हेन इन 1984 1989. यू डिडंट टेल मी दैट. यू सेड कार्तिकेय you please come to the studio and we will talk about what? We will talk about today's debate. Now you are asking.
We cheated him.
Now you are asking me to evaluate discussion.
Arey, I am the anchor. Wait a minute. Both of you.
So convinced. Kartikeya is so convinced of one thing. That Rahul Gandhi is just an MP.
अब आप मुझसे कुछ देर बाद ये भी पूछ लेंगे जो चीज राहुल गांधी के पैदा होने से पहले हुई है, ना मैं पैदा हुआ था ना राहुल गांधी पैदा हुए थे, तो उसको कैसे डिफेंड करेंगे बताइए.
That's absolutely right, but I also want to ask Brijesh one thing. Brijesh, do you think Rahul Gandhi also had a bit of an upper hand?
आपके डिबेट में आने से पहले तो लिखित एफिडेविट लेना पड़ेगा.
Rahul Gandhi definitely had. See, the point is that please try to understand that I said that. The point is that please try to understand Manipur, the handling of Manipur is not covering the government in glory. There are no two ways about it. I mean, you have to be blind not to see it and biased not to say it. Nobody can deny that. But the point is that, if you look at the fact that the government knows it is caught in a bind, the majority population is supporting the government is in a clear bind. Now what does the government do? So they are using perhaps the most powerful thing that has come out of that conflict in Manipur is that video. That two women were paraded naked. That jolted the conscience of the nation to a level where we have not seen before. And that is the reason, what BJP is right now trying to do is that they are trying to mitigate the aggression.
The bottom line is the discussion was who did better. Rahul Gandhi did better. Rahul Gandhi got more numbers in this exam. Smriti Irani is a great achiever, no doubt about it. But Rahul Gandhi bested the debate. Period.
Right, and also the thing is that the thing is that it was not as if it was point by point like a school debate.
अरे एक चीज बताइए सुधा जी, आज हुआ कश्मीर
1984
आज हुआ 370 आज हुआ, आज क्या हुआ? आज डिबेट
talk about history because there is no history to talk about.
आज डिबेट हुई है, आज डिबेट हुई तो डिबेट की बात करें ना. आपने मुझसे बोला था डिबेट के बारे में बात करेंगे.
कार्तिकेय
आप मुझसे 1971 के बारे में पूछेंगे.
नहीं कार्तिकेय, nobody is going to, that is history.
फिर आपका
that is history.
वो तो नहीं,
not 2 years back is history.
Yeah, so if we want to bring it back to where it was, Brijesh, what he said that today's debate is Rahul versus Smriti. I was asking you some other question. I said, is it because he's once again back in the action? Wayanad, he's someone who is going to go there. You think that
something has changed, which Kartikeya would accept, because I was one of the first people who had started saying that lot changed for Rahul Gandhi in Bharat Jodo Yatra. He came across as a serious player. He came across as not a mere flippant person who would just say something and vanish the very next day. So he came across as a serious player. No, nobody is denying that. And I was one of the first person who started by saying that Kartikeya was in doubt at that point of time, which he has now conveniently made a 180-degree U-turn. So the point is that he has made a turn. He has upped his game, if I may say. If I take his two stint, from 2014 to 2023 as we speaking, he has upped his game in the last 1 year or 6 months, I would say. But like yesterday, I now hope he will agree with me that yesterday is not ancient history. You started by saying that Rahul Gandhi is going to speak, and then for first 5 minutes you changed it. and that led to such a massive loss of face for the Congress party. That the ministers, but they're not towering leaders. They took pot shots and the Congress was not able to defend itself.
Right. Even today, Kartikeya, taking that cue from what Brijesh said, when he was asked, will you speak? He says, I speak every day, please have patience. So there is a kind of mystery which was, created around if Rahul Gandhi is going to speak or not. Would you agree, Kartikeya?
There is no mystery. Do you think the strategy will be made by Congress party by first informing Sudha Sadan and then Brijesh Pandey?
No. It will
inform the strategy. आपको बिठा के strategy तो बनेगी नहीं. Congress party strategy राहुल गांधी के साथ बनाएंगे. So they made their strategy. They said Rahul Gandhi will speak. Then they decided Rahul Gandhi will not speak. आपका पत्रकार है, आप कवर करिए.
Question you should be asking him. When did the Congress party got to know that he will not speak? Ask him this question.
Do you think anyone know I'm asking?
Ask him the question. When did the Congress party
came will pay heed? No one, people listen to him. It's not that he's going to take orders from someone as to when he should speak. Am I right? He's the decision maker. He's not just an MP. Is he?
नहीं, ऐसे तो प्रधानमंत्री जी भी बहुत सारी बातें बोलते हैं. आप क्या पूछते हैं?
राइट. तो आप प्रधानमंत्री से तुलना कर रहे हैं राहुल जी की?
प्रधानमंत्री से तुलना कर रहे हैं?
मैं तो
स्पीच फिर वही बात मैं आपसे बोला था कि स्पीच में हम बात करें. नहीं, मेरी बात कंप्लीट करने दीजिए. मुझे मेरी बात कंप्लीट करने दीजिए. मतलब इस तरह के सवाल और किसी से पूछ नहीं आते. अगर राहुल गांधी अपनी स्पीच देने नहीं आए तो आप उनसे 10 बार पूछ लेंगी. भाई ये कई बारी सारी चीजें होती हैं कि भाई होम मिनिस्टर का है हाउस पे, प्राइम मिनिस्टर का हाउस पे, तो उस पे क्या रोज सवाल पूछे?
का यही सवाल होता है कि जब आप बिल फाड़ देते हैं कोई ऐसे पूछता है कि
देखिए मोटी बात है, राहुल गांधी आज अव्वल रहा है.
Brijesh, would you like to, before we talk about, I'm going to leave you with a visual which is, I think, an abiding visual, considering that I'm a woman and it really matters to all the women of this country. I'm going to take, there it is, yes, that is the visual that I'm leaving you with. Let's see how this gets pickled, whether this was alleged, speculative or real.
Gautam Adani, one of the richest men in the world, or a business honcho, accused of manipulating the market.
अदानी जी 609 नंबर से दूसरे नंबर तक कैसे पहुंचे? सिर्फ एक सवाल पूछा, नरेंद्र मोदी जी, आपका अदानी जी से रिश्ता क्या है?
He has given the space, the railways, the airport, which he has no experience also. So